Hi guys, thanks for joining me. Mark Haynes here. I've had a couple of requests for a putting posture video, so I'm going to do a bit of a sort of an introduction here for you and exactly show you what you're looking for with your putting setup and some common things you'll see from good tour players and good putters. So this guy I've got on the screen at the minute is Gavin Coles. At the time I'm doing this, which is sort of April 2012, he's sort of in the top 10, as in the top 5 the week before for putts per round. You know, sort of averaging 27.5, which is pretty good. So if anyone can match that, then I think you'll be doing pretty well. So let's have a look what Gavin's sort of doing and what's the common things that you'll see with good putters and the setup that you want to be trying to sort of adopt or maybe look at for yourself. So one of the really crucial things that when you set up is that your forearms and the putter shaft are in line here. So you can see that the putter shaft going straight up the middle of his forearms. That's exactly what we need to be doing to make a one lever sort of mechanism that's going to be a consistent movement for the putter. Another thing you'll see here is forearms are in line, so your forearms want to be in line this way. And again, he's got some bends in his elbows here. So if we look at these bends, and I'm just going to measure what they are actually. So if we go from the middle of his arm and his shoulder here to his elbow, and then down to his fingers here, you'll often see this angle that we've got here, which is 138. You're looking for something about 135 or more. This helps stabilise the putter, and you get more connection with your arms and your body, to give you a tighter, more consistent stroke. So certainly having a bit of flex in your arms or some bends here and a little bit of connection with your arms onto the side of your body here is definitely a good thing, and certainly a common trait of a lot of good putters these days. Other things you'll see from Gavin in terms of the back, he's got a bit of bend with his spine, so you don't want to be too upright with your spine. Again, if we take this down here to the bottom of his back and to his shoe line here, I mean this is 131 degrees. You're probably ideally looking for a little bit less than that, which is why Gavin will actually come in quite a little bit on the inside on his stroke on the way back. But really the top of his back's pretty flat against the floor, or parallel to the floor, which is good. So that's probably the main point for you guys to take away there, is that you want a bit of forward bend, but it doesn't need to be, you don't want to be too upright or really bent over. So key things from the back angle: look at this shaft line like we've mentioned, get that up the middle of your forearms, get a bit of connection and a bit of tuck with your arms into the side of your body here. And if we take a look from the front angle as well, so the screen on the left, another common trait you'll see is that if we draw a line up the middle of his putter shaft here, this is kind of in line with his left ear, so somewhere sort of left eye, left ear, and maybe just in front of that, a little bit towards the left shoulder, is another common trait you'll see for good putters on the tour. And how your arms hang, so if we look at how Gavin's arms hang here, they're going to be quite similar in terms of the angles or the shape that it's going to create with his hands and his arms here. So this is certainly something you want to be looking to try and create for yourselves. And his right hand is sitting quite high up on his left hand, so they're not, his hand's not sitting down lower, a bit like you'd see more for your normal grip. This is sitting up higher, so this is going to help his palms face and his shoulders to get more level, and just to make the whole sort of mechanism or the setup of your putting stroke be more and more consistent. So this is quite crucial. And for Gavin, he's got his sort of feet, his heels about shoulder width or just inside shoulder width apart, something I quite like to see. A relatively wide stance to help you with your sort of stable base. And the ball position for Gavin here, draw it through the middle of the ball and a straight line going up there. It's pretty much below his sternum here again, which is a good ball position. So somewhere below your sternum is pretty good. So I'm also going to put Brad Faxon, renowned for his putting and how good he was at putting. So if we look at him from the front as well, so if I draw the line up his shaft, again you can see that's kind of left ear region, so that's the same. And his arm angles hang very similar to what Gavin's did. It's a little bit lower in the right shoulder than Gavin, which means his shoulders will work a little bit differently, a little bit more up and down, but that's fine. And if we just put Gavin on back from the front, so when you're actually making your stroke here, what we're looking for is that you'll see that his arm and wrist angles here don't really change much from how they started. Now this is quite crucial to having a consistent stroke and to hold more putts. So as he comes back in, his arm angles look the same, and when he goes through, they'll look the same as well. So this is something that you guys want to be practicing, is trying to keep these arm and wrist angles exactly the same. Once you've got them set up in a good position, then you want to go and you want to keep them like that through the stroke. So there'll be a follow-up clip to this, to perhaps how to get yourself into this position, or this setup position that I've run through here. But check some of those key points away. Maybe use a mirror to have a look at, see where you're at for yourselves at the minute, and go and have a go basically, and see where your good points and your weak points are for your putting stroke. So any questions, please let me know, and thanks for watching.